Jeanette Lennon. I'm 50. 2.5 years. Well, not 2.5 years, 2 years and 1 month. I do, I love it, it's great. It's like living in a village. Yeah. Very, very friendly, yes. No, because I used to live in White Craigs, but my husband got ill, and we had just sold a house, so we had to buy something very quickly, and my son lived around the corner, because he's at university. So, no, I'm not totally surprised by the life expectancy. My husband's father had colon cancer, exactly the same age as my husband. My husband did everything he possibly could to have a good diet, and he exercised 3-4 times a week. However, he still got colon cancer at 54 and died at 55. Diet, exercise, and diet in childhood. I think diet in childhood is particularly important because it's too late once you become an adult and can do it for yourself. I say watch children having rolls and sausage for the breakfast on the way to school. They don't have cereal, they don't exercise, and a lot of the children are obese already. But 40-50 years ago, the children were underfed as well. And I don't think they had enough vitamin C, vitamin D, and the fact that we don't have any sunlight doesn't really help. I did live in another area of Glasgow, and I would say that the education and the standard of living is usually much, much better than it is around these areas, but this is a student area, so life expectancy probably doesn't actually match up to other areas.
Kurt, 39. Off and on for about 4 or 5 years. Yes. Well, it's actually down at Glasgow Harbour, and it's one of those areas where it's far enough out of the city centre that it's nice and quiet, but you're sort of 8 minutes into Partick, where you've got the train and the tube straight into the city if you want anything. So it's kind of those sort of best of both worlds. Not overly surprised, no. I've sort of heard, like reading the Metro and stuff, they do sort of studies, and it is pretty bad for Glasgow in general. What I wouldn't have known was there was actual little sort of hot spots that you can sort of track through the city. But I was aware there was sort of an overall issue. Possibly, I think it maybe stems from, I know historically Glasgow's been sort of a very working class city, so I think it's possibly, not in a bad way, but a lack of education, a lack of money, and a lack of investment both on the city's side and self-investment, I think does all take its toll. And if you've got parents who weren't particularly active or weren't particularly healthy, that rubs off on you and you pass that on. So I mean, I go to the gym myself, but certainly most of the people that I know who train are sort of either sort of more middle class or who are people that have moved into Glasgow from outside, so that there is that sort of difference. I used to live up near Gartnavel Hospital, which it was really nice, but it was just a bit too far out from the city centre for me. I like the area. What is interesting is obviously you've got sort of like the Glasgow Harbour bit, which is a bit more affluent, and you're sort of seeing the gentrification of Partick, and it's for the first time I think a gym has opened up in Partick now, so you're sort of seeing that awareness, but you do see a lot of negativity, just all the sort of the fast food restaurants just pop up like mushrooms. But I do like the area. I think it's got a lot going for it in the future.